Hey everybody, I'm going to do a little review today. And this is an instrument that some of you may recognize, some of you may not. It's a Bonanza ukulele from bonanzaukuleles.com. My friend Pete and Shelley Mai in northern Minnesota. And one thing that I really love about their stuff and love about them is that they're very innovative. They have an idea and they'll run with it, then they send it out to get suggestions and feedback, and they usually take that feedback in a very good way and act on it from what people think of their instruments. They're calling this the little Joe Bonanzalele, and just a couple things I want to point out. Like I say, here you can see it's an Oreo. The back plate is milled on the inside, very thin, so it's not very heavy. You can see the etched nameplate on the back, which I think is really nice looking. This does have a pickup, and the pickup is mounted right to the top, which the top is different. It's not a natural vellum or a goat skin or whatever. It's a piece of Wilson art, which is like Formica. So it's a pretty high, dense, thin material, which he's made other standard ukuleles out of. And when you look inside here, without taking the back off, there's no bracing that I can see on the top. It's just this Wilson art right here. Geared tuners on this one, standard geared tuners. And one thing that I think is really nice, and that is the tailpiece and how it's a string through tailpiece, and that's where the knots go. My only suggestion to Pete was, and I had texted him this already, and he liked the idea, is that on a lot of banjos they have an armrest that comes up this way, and on most normal banjos it's made out of chrome. I think it would be fantastic looking if this tailpiece just curved up, so it would be one continual piece. I think that would look really nice, rounded edge, and come back down, so that when you're playing it, your arm is not touching the head at all, it's touching that arm piece. That's my only real suggestion. As far as tone goes, I want to tell you what I like and what I don't like, or maybe there's nothing I don't like, because here's the thing, I've got tinnitus, and I like a banjo being, the sound of a banjo played 10 feet away from me, and that's nothing against the banjo, it's my tinnitus. I had a very nice vintage banjo-uke that, or a banjo-uke that I played, and from here to here drove my ear crazy. I just couldn't stand it. It made my tinnitus just ring horribly. So I bought the banjo-uke I own is a Firefly by Fluke Music, and what's nice about that is it has an open back, and I can stuff a piece of foam in there, which is usually what I do, and it mutes it so that even that is a little bit quieter. That being said, that one doesn't bother my tinnitus. This one doesn't either, and I think part of it is its tone, because it doesn't have that brash metallic sound that you kind of expect from a banjo. But it does have elements that's like a banjo here, and this is why it's kind of a hybrid instrument. I'll just give you a little bit more of a sound sample here, and we'll see what you think of it. So you can see it has some elements of banjo-ness to it, and it has some elements that are not banjo-y. The resonance is probably not as strong as a normal kind of vellum, but it also has a continuous kind of sustain that I would say a banjo doesn't. I think what makes a banjo or a banjo-ukulele kind of that punchy sound is that it's hard at the beginning and kind of diminishes quicker. So you kind of get that thump with the note, and where this is has that element of a ukulele that it kind of has more sustain. Um, so I would check them out if you're interested. Like I say, this one is really nice on my ears, and it is a hybrid. You can plug it in, but also one thing that's really nice about this is being that it's not so brash. I don't know if you've ever been to ukulele jams where somebody pulls out their banjolele and everybody goes, because the banjolele can be extremely loud and overpower a lot of ukulele players and take command of the situation. This one would fit quite nicely in a normal play along, and yet they put the pickup in, so if you want to play it on stage, it'd be easy enough to sound louder for the group setting. And I have a feeling it probably sounds a little more banjo-y when plugged in. At least you'd be able to manipulate it to sound that way a little bit more electrically. Um, so yeah, I would give them a look-see. I love their innovativeness there at Bonanza Ukulele. And just think on this part, they've got their Little Joe and this little Joe character. They could burn into their whatever with their laser, probably whatever you wanted to on there. So if your name's Chester Godfrey, you could have Chester Godfrey put on there. Or maybe you like ducks, you could have a group of ducks flying out of there. Whatever you wanted to, they'll do that custom for you with their laser. It's not a one-size-fits-all instrument. And that being said, it's kind of a hybrid instrument in and of itself. So check them out. Pete and Shelley Mai at Bonanza Ukuleles.